It's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Saturday, and Saturday on this channel is Dish with D goes to WW for her weekly meeting, weekly weigh-in, and meeting topic du jour. Yes, I am doing the WW meeting topic of the week. Yes, I still do the meeting topic, WW. This is their meeting topic, and I bring it to you. A lot of you say I'm your meeting, and I'm so thrilled about that. I love, connecting with a lot of you, and if I can help you more, I am absolutely thrilled to do that. And if this video helps a lot of you, then I love that. So I did get weighed in, and I was the same. Honestly, I didn't expect a loss. I'm very realistic about weight loss. I don't lose consistently every week. And you can, I guess, a 0.2 or something, but I had a huge loss last week, almost, what was it, almost 6 pounds. That's a lot for me to lose in 1 week. And actually it was like 5 days because of coming off the vacation. None of it was vacation, which really wasn't real weight, but it's still a lot to my body nonetheless. My body definitely lost that amount of fluid. So I didn't expect the loss. I was absolutely thrilled to be the same, honestly. I'm not going to lose every week at this weight. It's just not physically possible for me unless I starve myself. And starving myself is not part of a weight loss journey. That's a whole other video. But yep, I'm happy to report that. I went into my meeting and got the recipe card. Yes, it is carrot cake cookies. There we go. And if you have the little WW app, you can scan that QR code. It is 3 points per cookie for everyone. Let's see what we have in there. Dried dates, flour, baking soda, cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, unsalted butter, sugar, low-fat milk, an egg, vanilla extract, and carrots. Nothing weird in this recipe. Can I sit there and say this again, that Weight Watchers does not promote sugar-free? I hate when people say that. I hate when people say, because they don't. They don't. People do. People who attend do. I do. I will sit there and I have no problem saying that. I have no problem saying that I use monk fruit sweetener. I am not ashamed of it. I'm not embarrassed about it, and I continue to use it. I would sub that out in here. If you don't want to, then don't. Remember, this is your journey. You make recipes the way you want. There are guides. You do you, boo. There's just nothing wrong with the way that you eat. But realize this. I'm going to put this out there as a blanket statement. Food is not making you gain weight. It's not the type of food you're eating. Unless you're eating a crap ton of anything. A crap ton of fake food, yes. A crap ton of whole food, yes. Food in moderation in any form is fine. But when you go whole hog, and if you're eating like, so many processed foods in one day, yeah, that's not the greatest thing, but one processed food in there, it's not going to cause you to gain weight. Please realize that we want to have a better relationship with food, and food is not the enemy, and food is not causing you to gain weight. Unless you're eating, like I said, too much of everything, too much of a bad thing, and too much of a good thing. Just remember that. Keep it all in moderation. That's a long, hard thing to, it is. It's something that you get over time, and it will come to you. But I do have last week's recipe as well. Air fryer crispy tuna burgers. Don't they look delightful? I'm going to scan that. It is 7 WW points. Tuna, eggs, Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, onion powder, panko, buns, mustard, onions, and lettuce. Looks pretty good though. Something different. I mean, you might think that's a lot, but remember, that's including the bun. So I'm going to sit there and tell you that bun's probably easily 3 points. So that is it. So let's get on to the topic, shall we? I have one more meeting at that center, which is next Saturday. And then after that, it'll be at the new center. It's 2 miles further away. I'm really undecided about still attending. I'm going to see if I can find something a little bit closer, because I'm waiting to see when the dust settles and see if they open anything up more locally to me. I'm just really on the fence with it. All right. What is the meeting topic this week, D? How to make healthy eating more exciting. Oh, it's a topic for me, because a lot of you say that I make my foods because I get a lot, "Dee, your food looks amazing. Your food looks amazing." It's exciting. And when your food looks exciting, you want to eat it. So does that take work? Yeah, it does. It's just not going to come out of the package looking exciting. You have to put a little bit of effort into it. And I feel if putting a little bit of effort makes me stay on plan, all the more reason to do it. I know a lot of you don't want to do I get this question probably the most of anything. I don't want to cook. I don't want to be in the kitchen. I don't want to cook. I don't want to be in the kitchen. Give me quick. I get that. I do. We've all been there, done that. We're looking for easier ways to get in and out of the kitchen. So let's grab this technique because I just lost it. I'm usually doing it on my computer. I don't usually do it on the iPad. So that's probably why I'm like going, why can't I find it? There it is. I'm a computer girl. Beth Jane, she's back. All right. Dinners at your favorite restaurant, weekend brunch with your family. Some meals just feel different. Let's help bring that special event feeling to you. And the way they present your food at a restaurant's always attractive. Sometimes they put the rice in like a cup and then they plop it on there so it's like a little cylinder. Sometimes the way they arrange your potatoes, and sometimes the way they put your meat at it, cut at an angle and drizzle it with a little gravy and they throw a little garnish on there. It does appeal to the eyes. Remember, we eat with our eyes first. So if you're looking at something going, ooh, you're already going to like it. If you're going, yeah. I mean, we slop our food on a plate. Sometimes we don't even use a plate. Sometimes we eat our food out of the microwave container. Yeah, something's in the refrigerator, leftovers, just put them there and you eat it out of the container. It leaves you feeling a little bit unsatisfied. I always suggest, before we get into this topic, what we talked about today was something that I always talk about is go to the Dollar Tree, buy yourself a fun plate. They have something that are like offset. There's one that's kind of like a square with rounded edges. I have the bowl that matches that. I love that set. Get that. Get the bowl. You ever say my overnight oats is in a bowl? I used to eat it out of the jar, but sometimes I put it in a bowl to make it look pretty. And granted, I am presenting it to you, but I'm also enjoying eating it out of a bowl. It just feels more elevated, even though it's oatmeal. It's just oatmeal, but when you put it in a bowl, it becomes muesli. And when we eat things that feel a little bit more elevated, buy a fancy glass and have your water in it. Put a little lime or lemon slice or some cucumbers or some like berries in there. Make it look pretty. People don't need to know it's water. You can tell them it's a cocktail. Like seltzer. I use my Spindrift in a fancy glass. And you get some really nice tall stemmed glasses at the Dollar Tree. Just for you. You don't want for the whole family, just for you. And you just sit there and you drink your seltzer, eat your dinner on a fancy dancy plate. Or if you have china that's taking up residence in your house and you don't use it, use it. There's no sense getting china if this is going to sit there. Have it. I mean, I might break a plate. Well, it's going to break sitting there and nobody's going to use it anyway. So what's the difference if it's broken? So just use it. Enjoy. Make your, treat yourself like you're at a restaurant. Put a nice linen napkin if you want to. I would go with the paper napkins on that one. And nice silverware. Don't use plasticware. You're at home. And you get yourself a nice plate. Hey, even get yourself a little placemat or something special. And just make a nice evening of it for your meal. All right, try this. Make your meal sound delicious. Do you ever hear when I describe my food? I give you with the stuffed French toast. We have 2 lovely pieces of 647 bread, dipped in egg and sweetener with a dusting of cinnamon, pan fried, topped with delicious whipped non-fat Greek yogurt with a little bit of sugar-free pudding mix, whipped into that with some fresh berries drizzled on top. I mean, it's just stuffed French toast. Overnight oats is just oatmeal, but when you just make it creamy with the yogurt and you make it sound elevated. Elevate your food, because your food, I say this all the time, our WW food is not our mama's WW food, so it should be put on a pedestal. Call it something you order from a restaurant, not just salad. It's crisp spring vegetables tossed with a juicy chicken, egg crumbles, and a bright lemony vinaigrette. Doesn't that sound better than saying you got a salad? It's like when Amy, he's human, calls her tin of tomatoes. Sounds so much nicer than me saying, put a can of tomatoes in there. But a tin of tomatoes sounds so much nicer. She probably doesn't think so, but I do. So I've been trying to like say that when I use it. That's my tin of tomatoes and then my tin of tuna. Like it's a tin of tuna, but it's a can of tuna. But make it sound, you know, because your food is an event. You're eating, it's an event. It needs to be celebrated because our meals are few and far between. So we need to like make them events. Set the table and the scene. Break out the nice dishes. Did I just say that? Cloth napkins. I wouldn't go that far. And background music. Put the radio on. It's a good idea. Plate your meal as if you were going to photograph it. I used to see me, well, I do that as a living, but I sit there and I just put my spoon a certain way. And it's all an event. Savor the experience, because when we eat, it's an experience for your palate and you're not going to be eating a second helping. So we want to enjoy and savor the first. Sit and eat slowly and mindfully. Focus on your food and your company, not TV or TikTok. Because here's the reason you shouldn't focus on TV or TikTok. I wouldn't even focus on the family either. Them. Because you need to focus on your food solely because you want to experience each bite. Because if you focus on company, TikTok, or TV, you're not going to remember what you ate. You'll be like, oh, I'm done. How was that? I don't remember. It went down. You need to focus. Like I had Berkshire muesli this morning. You will see in meal prep on Monday. That was a riff on the one I had on the cruise, which is nothing more than overnight oats. But it just sounds elevated by calling it Berkshire muesli. But I was savoring. It was a little bit different than I normally make it because it's shredded fruit in there. And I'm just sitting there. I can remember how the textures felt. And my mouth is watering to eat it again because I remember I sat there and I was like, the textures of the shredded apple, the textures of the chopped pear and the chopped walnuts, how they complemented each other perfectly. It's like sometimes food is, there's a balance in a meal and it just all goes and just works harmoniously together. Like, and I'll sit there and I'll tell you, if I'm talking about like say my hummus, and I'll say the lemon. The lemon, you might not like lemon, I said, but the lemon cuts the richness of the hummus. And that's what certain things do. They cut it and they like brighten it. And sometimes they need to be brightened with a little acidity. So like get into noting notes of food, you know, and that takes time. And eat slower does help. Let's dive a little deeper. Not every meal has to be a vibe, but you also don't have to just accept it as a healthy eating routine starts to have the same energy as brushing your teeth. Borrowing what makes special meals so fun and festive and appealing helps restore some luster that can get lost over time. I know a lot of us eat the same foods. It's a habit. You like them. Like for me, it's oatmeal. I like overnight oats. I do, but I'm trying to change it up now by calling it Berkshire muesli and shredding the fruit, which I've never done, and adding a little bit. I spent 3 points in nuts in my breakfast this morning. You know, it's all about choices and all about changing it up and keeping it fresh because you will get bored with food. And then you'll be like, why am I doing this? I just don't. You want to look forward to that meal. You want to look forward to that food. And if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to look forward to it. If you're not really, you know, it's like, I think we get very complacent in our food. It's, you know, and I love freshness. I love to taste food. I love having different components of that food, but I love to be able to savor the taste of, like, say, a steak. A good steak, not a butcher box steak, because you know your girl don't like her butcher box. That's like, I think I ate a buffalo last time. It was terrible. I couldn't even enjoy it. But you want to enjoy the taste of a good steak with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then have everything else harmoniously match it. Like there's some sauteed onions, some mushrooms, some potatoes, some broccoli, and then sometimes you just want to get a little bit of each, but you want each to stand out on their own and enjoy that meal. So try serving your point-friendly tacos with decorative napkins and a margarita glass. Or create a romantic candlelight date night with a compliment to Tuesday's Zoodle Primavera. Zoodle Primavera? Is that even a thing? I mean, I like Zoodle Primavera, but that's not going to keep you full. Add some spaghetti to that zoodle primavera. Complete with a fancy menu. Researchers suggest playing around with ambiance and using sensories or nostalgic words to describe your food can increase how much you enjoy what you eat. I enjoy everything I eat. And I don't know if this was a topic, but you have to like what you eat. Like, don't just eat, like say the zoodle primavera. Well, I'm saving points on noodles by using zoodles. I agree. But do you like zoodles? Or are zoodles going to keep you full? Now, granted, primavera is nothing more than vegetables and sauce. So I'm not sure how well, like I would love you to sit there and make a spaghetti primavera with zoodles. So like, I like zoodles. I don't love them as a meal. To me, that I would be hungry. And I want you to love your food. And I want you to love and look forward to it. Like, if you want something and you need to look forward to it, like, and you anticipate how good it's going to taste. I'm not looking forward to zoodle primavera. I'd be like, it's kind of, you know, lackluster. I want you to love your food. And if you're not loving what you're eating, you need to change that up, because this is a lifestyle. Let me give you a little heads up. You're not going to change the way you eat after you hit whatever goal you choose. You're going to need to continue to eat this way to maintain that goal. So if you're not loving your food or even liking your food or looking forward to your food, that's going to be a whole problem. And that's why people gain weight back, because they're not losing it like they're going to live the rest of their life. Lose it like you're going to live it. Remember those words, because that is what's going to keep you at your weight loss goals. Bottom line, your routine and go-to foods keep you on track, but thinking differently about them, how to serve them, or where and how to eat them, what you will call them, that help keeps things interesting and keeps things exciting to inspire the journey. And to inspire, okay, nose is running, it's allergy time, to inspire the future. Because remember, I think here, because we all could lose weight. We all can. But can we all maintain that weight? And to maintain your weight, you have to love your food. You have to enjoy your eating experience. Don't get through it to get through it. You want to make it an event, make it an experience. Enjoy it. Enjoy the things that are around you. Taste those things. And I always say, I think I said this last week. I felt like I said it somewhere. But adding fresh herbs to your dinners, to your food, makes a whole fresh parsley. It's so cheap in the store. Rachel Ray taught me that. She would put fresh parsley in everything, and it just brightens it up. It's a fresh element into something that's not fresh, and it just gives a little zip, and you're like, this is pretty good. And I just added some parsley to it. Fresh basil makes a huge, huge difference in your plating, the way it looks and the way it tastes. And I don't care how pretty it looks. It doesn't taste good, you're not going to want to eat it. It could look beautiful, but if it doesn't taste good and you're not really wanting it, that's why a lot of times I don't meal plan. I don't really meal prep dinners, because I like to eat what I want, not what I have written down. And that makes me enjoy my meal more, because I look forward to it. I mean, you could sit there and say, well, I'll anticipate it when are you really gonna, or are you telling yourself you're going to anticipate it? Like, you have to know yourself. And since I do the cooking and I live with men and they don't really care anyway, it's like I decide what protein we're going to have. What am I going to do with it? And I just, what sounds good? And then sometimes you get inspired by around you. You get inspired by the internet. You'll see something and it's like, wow, I saw something last week that, like that muesli that I had on the cruise, just inspired me to come home and make it. And it was fantastic. And get inspired by your food. 3 fast facts. When menus use sensory and descriptive words, people report enjoying food more after each of them. I would suggest maybe if you're a person who posts on Instagram, maybe have an Instagram account, post your food. Post it. Make yourself accountable on Instagram. A lot of people love following people who share food, and you could just describe it. You can do like a reel. You can do a story. I mean, you see the ones I do, they're simple. They only take, and I keep them to like a minute. It takes a minute to describe your food, and just post it. And then maybe that'll inspire somebody else. Or post it in the Facebook group, Dish with D's Crew. I would love to see what you're eating, and put a little description under it. Of course, you make sure you post the recipe, because somebody's going to say, hey, what's that recipe? Because I'd like that. When food sits within reach, we tend to eat more of it than when we have to get up and grab it. That's why I say, if your family has snacks that you can't eat, you need to put them somewhere else. Put your safe snacks where you can see them. always a good thing. Being more present while eating can increase our enjoyment of a meal. You'll remember it. When you're present, you'll remember eating it. If you're busy, I don't like the fact that they said talking to family. No, you're still not paying attention. You have to sit there, and at least for the first 5 minutes, just sit there and eat and enjoy every sensory that those foods give you. There's always texture and taste. Is it sour? Is it sweet? Is it crunchy? Just get a whole, it's almost like a whole experience, you know, like, and you will, and you'll be like, wow, Dee was right. It's like, and you appreciate it, and you'll remember it. And when you enjoy something and you remember it, you will feel fuller because you've experienced it in your mind. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I had seconds in my mind and it was fantastic. So this month's theme is keeping your journey exciting. To keep it exciting, you keep doing it. You know, tomorrow is Easter. Do you have a plan for the day? I always say, eat what you want within reason. Don't eat your face off because it's a holiday. Because let me tell you something, that doesn't solve anything. Should you eat more? Yeah, it's a holiday. You got weeklies. You absolutely can eat more. But I wouldn't eat like you're going to the electric chair, because you're not. You're not. You're just on a healthier lifestyle. So some days you eat more, and tomorrow's one of them. Make sure you eat what you like. Don't eat a plate of salad tomorrow. Oh, I had salad because I want to stay on plan. Have the salad, but have the ham, have the pineapple bake, have the potatoes, whatever. Just have it within reason. Be mindful, but enjoy it and eat it. I don't like when people sit there and don't eat on holidays, and you know, it's a holiday. It's a day to indulge, not a day to eat your face off. We are not going to the electric chair tomorrow night. Remember that. If you think you're filling up your plate too much, think back to me saying, are you going to the electric chair? I don't think so. So don't take too much. You don't want to leave the day feeling like, ugh. I hate that feeling when you're just like, you're full and you don't know where to put yourself, and it's like you just want to throw up because you've eaten way too much. And nobody needs to end the day with a tummy ache. If you have a tummy ache at the end of the day, you've eaten too much. Remember, we're not going to the electric chair tomorrow. But you absolutely can indulge and absolutely have a piece of candy. It's Easter. You can have a piece of candy several days this week. So that is it. I hope you have a fabulous Easter, Passover, whichever you celebrate. I don't know when you're going to see this. If you already seen it pass, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Easter, happy Passover, whatever you celebrate. I hope it was good. I hope you enjoyed your food. And I hope you're not feeling guilty about it. Because remember, guilt is the worst thing we can serve ourselves. So that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. There's one right there. Join us here at Dish with Dee. We'd love to have you as part of our YouTube family. We have a fantastic Facebook group as well. I've mentioned that in the past. Dish with Dee's crew. Everything is linked in the description box below. So have at it, and I will dish with you another day. There will be a meal prep on Monday. I'm not going to put up tomorrow. It's a holiday, so it'll go up Monday morning. The Bertram muesli will be on there. I did a quick Easter bread. And there was something else. Oh, the little ham, I think the little meatballs that I made. It was a reel I did for Instagram, so I just shared it with you. It's very basic. What I had around, it's just a method, and they were pretty tasty, I will say. So check that out as well on Monday. I will see you. Have a great day. Have a great holiday. We will dish another day. Thank you very much.